Hi there, it's Colin, Mile High Modern, checking in. Now we are in April talking about March stats, but I really do mostly want to chat about decision making in volatile, uncertain markets because right now, after the day of liberation that we experienced on April 2nd, we've had a tremendous amount of market movement, and I'm talking about the equities market, specifically the US dollar, the 10-year treasury. 10-year treasury is tied to the 30-year fixed rate. Tremendous volatility in all of those regards, which certainly does not breathe a lot of confidence overall in buyer consumer behavior. Now, how this will affect our local markets is anyone's guess. We're a little bit early on, and we're still in what I would say is the most transaction heavy time of year. So there's going to be, I would argue, a pretty dynamic market that will continue for the next couple months. However, the most common conversation I am having with clients, people that come to open houses, people that are asking about entering into the market, my active listing clients, all of these people are asking, hey, what do we do here? What do we need to think about? And what I would say is the quote, however redundant it may be, is the best time to buy is when you're ready. The best time to sell is when you're ready. We're very fortunate in the front range homes market that both sides of those transactions can be executed at a high level, that can be executed to benefit that particular player in the market. As long as you're ready, you understand the dynamics at play, the implications of what is currently happening, and we adjust. All of that to say that the best time to buy is when you're ready. The best time to sell is when you're ready. And what is really important, and this has been one of the truly saddest things I've seen in my real estate career, is when people put transactions on hold that should be happening. Let's keep in mind, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We certainly don't know what's going to happen next year. And so making decisions based on expected market behavior is a very dangerous place to be. And I think that is really highlighted right now with what's going on and the uncertainty in our global markets. We don't know next year, our price is going to go up 10%, down 10%, or remain flat. All are very viable options. So this message truly is to help people understand who are in the game, making decisions based on life events, be it selling or buying. Again, the best time to buy is when you're ready. The best time to sell is when you're ready. To help people make those moves, take what's going on now, use it to your advantage. And I would assure you that there are dynamics at play right now that do benefit both sides of the equation. I anticipate we're going to see a buyer-friendly market develop if we see inventory numbers continue to grow this year. Keep in mind, if you look at all the markets that I work in, City of Boulder, Boulder County, and especially Denver Metro, we have year-over-year inventory growth, big time. And this combined with a difficult interest rate environment that has been sticky on the way down may prove to shift that buyer-seller dynamic, that supply-demand equation, and we might be looking at a more buyer-friendly market here in the spring, summer. Does that mean that you shouldn't sell your house? No. Does it mean that you might want to adjust the way you approach and price your home? Perhaps. Does it mean that if you're on the buy side, you should sit on the sidelines until we go back into a seller's market where more people want to buy homes and so you feel more comfortable? Probably not, because there's great opportunity on the buy side as these buyers markets start to develop. Of course, buyer sentiment is like, wait, if nobody else is buying, why should I be? Well, that's usually the time you want to be really strategic and get out and make moves. So all to say, if it's your time, I am here to support those conversations, to get a strategy set, to understand that the strategy the goalposts absolutely may move, and we want to be nimble and understand what thresholds we have available to us, what tools and levers we have to pull in order to get you to the closing table. And to be able to move on, or move up, or move laterally, or make your first purchase. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful month coming in. I'll talk to you next month. Ciao.